words of wisdom and guidance. Midweek, hump or slump. That doesn't want to stay on there. I'm going to put the angel crystal on. So, how are you feeling? We are the first day after our full moon. We are literally right in the midst of this energy, and what is happening? Well, let me just give you a little bit of a feedback myself. I've had a good day work-wise, and I also went and supported my son at his school. I did lots of help with that. I came home and I came and sat straight down to talk to you guys because you are my support network. And I feel like the energy is sort of gone into a little bit of a slump. Yeah, midweek slump. This morning I was in a high and now it's gone into a little bit of slump. So you might be feeling this effect as well. Now that can be Mercury retrograde, of course. But it is all about communication, and it is all about just sort of, releasing these things. So how can you release it? How can you get rid of this feeling? Well, reaching out to people that hear you, people that feel you, talking to your spirit guides, making sure that you are connecting on a spiritual level to help you. Last night, I went for a walk with my nephew and the dog. I walked down the roadway, saw him, we went right the way around, and on the way back up the same path, this was for me. Beautiful Archangel White Feather. Look at that. How beautiful is that? I was so blessed when I found that. So that was gifted to me last night. So I kind of feel like sometimes Spirit knows you just need that little extra tweak. You might just need that little gift. And that was my gift on my walk. And honestly, I literally walked the same route that going down as I did coming back, and that was on my way back. So I thought that was amazing. Anyway, so what gifts have you seen today? You know, we've got to be very aware of them. We've got to know that they mean something. They feel something. When you feel something like that, it lifts you. It sort of makes you feel like you've been noticed by Spirit. It really is a lovely feeling, and it doesn't come from a place of ego. It comes from a place of love, and that is the difference, you know. So let us see what our guidance is today. On the table, I've got our Inner Temple Oracle. I've also got Return to Self, and I have got the Sacred Forest Oracle, and I pulled out Tarot. And it's the Light Seers Tarot, and I haven't sort of used these for quite a while, Light Seers Tarot. So let us see why that comes out, because as you know, if you watch me quite regularly, I don't always use tarot, which is quite interesting. Right, let us see what our guidance is for today. So we are the first, number 1, all right? Constant dripping wears away the stone. Interesting. And good deeds are rewarded. Interesting. So constant dripping wears away the stone. Is that good or is that bad? I guess it depends on what the context is, isn't it? What you want it to feel. Because sometimes when we constantly work at something and we wear something away and what have you, we can chip away, we can get rid of things. Or on the other side of that, if you're constantly wearing something down, you could be wearing yourself down. You could be chipping away at something, dripping wears away, and you could be chipping away at something that you need. And you need to get rid of the dripping. Fix the leak. Fix the dripping. Yeah? So it depends on what context. So we'll see if it comes out, or you might just really resonate with one or the other. But good deeds are rewarded. So what good deeds have you done today? You know, when you get into bed at night, do you sort of think about, what is it that I've achieved today? What have I done? Have I achieved my soul purpose? You know? So see what that is all about, you know. And it's just a lovely concept, really. Lovely concept to think of. You have a choice. Yeah, you have a choice. You have a choice of how to see things. You have a choice of how to feel about things. Interesting. So what good deeds have you done? Anyway, right, let's see what the message is then with the Inner Temple Oracle. What is it that they're going to do? We're going to just activate it together today. So are you ready for your activation? Okay, I activate my inner temple now. Portal of my heart, home of my soul. Through the portal of my heart, I connect with my inner temple. Through each of my body's senses, I connect with my inner temple. Sacred below me, sacred above me, sacred within me, and sacred around me. I activate the wisdom and the power that has always been deep within. May these cards deliver clear messages and reflections to me and all who use them for the highest interest of all. I am guided. I am led. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so here we go. Beautiful, beautiful guidance for today, please. The day after. And we're going to have a couple of days of this lovely energy, this full moon energy. Waiting. Are you waiting for something? I'm hearing. Are you waiting for something? I don't know. All right, let's see. Let's see. Good deeds. Good deeds are always rewarded. Interesting. Inner summer. This card as well wants to come out, so I'm going to take it. The ceremony of life and inner summer. 2 cards, okay? The ceremony of life, really, okay, is about really blessing yourself for where you are. Being in this wonderful life bubble of happiness and joy, and you know, a ceremony is almost a sort of a way in which you honor something, isn't it? So the ceremony of life, and you know, moving your body, the emotions, very nice, beautiful. And inner summer is a feeling. How are you feeling? You know, well, as soon as the sun comes out, everyone feels much more open and want to get up and go. So we have got the ceremony of life and the inner summer as the 2 cards that wanted to come out with us today. So let's start with the ceremony of life. If I can find it. The ceremony of life is an inner temple activation. It's about devotion. So weaving the sacred all the way in and all through your life. It's a card of sacred ceremony and integration. You're being asked, how can you make your life a ceremony? If you were to live in prayer, what would change? I love that idea. What if you saw it all as a sacred celebration? Every moment. Like I said, at the end of the day, are you sort of looking at your day and saying, well, what have I achieved today? What have I done? What good deed have I done? Have I followed my soul purpose in some way? What is it? Yeah. If you could devote your life to something, what would it be? What would you do? The invitation of this card is to design your life in a way that feels sacred, to dare to embrace all aspects of your life and let spirit be with you in every moment. So many people on a spiritual path lead lives that are compartmentalized. They go and do their spiritual practice, then they go about their everyday lives. But what if you made your whole life a celebration of the sacred? So like I said, if you notice what gifts are being gifted to you by spirit, what messages, what opportunities are coming. Another invitation of this card is to let your life be an expression of your passions. What do you love doing that you can embrace even more? If you really woke up to the gift of this life, how would you spend your days? If you acknowledge that you only have a limited amount of time here, what would you do? So, what will you be doing while you're here? Inner temple activation. I choose to embrace my life and live fully while I have the privilege of being here. And that really links very strongly with this inner summer card. Because inner summer is about blooming. It's about opening to life. It's about saying yes to pleasure, to joy, tasting the sweetness of life, fun, creativity, adventure, ecstasy, being social. Feels like I've arrived. Things are happening for me. Okay, so let's do this. It says here in inner summer journaling prompts. What's rising in you? What are you being called to create? If you were feeling abundant, what would you do? How can you say yes to life? What do you long to do just for fun? What's blooming within you? What brings you pleasure? What are you being called to embrace? So accepting the season we're moving into can also offer us medicine and guidance that will help us meet what comes. And we are moving, or we are in summer. So, as I said, when the sun comes out, we accept it and we feel very good. So this is a lovely guidance. The midweek, Hampelslap, getting over that. You know, the privilege of being right here, right now is so wonderful. Yeah. And you need to acknowledge it. You need to be thinking about it. You need to be noticing what it is and making it that sacred for you. It belongs to you. It's your journey. No one else. No one else will walk along and see a white feather on the pathway that I walked down and walked back up. This was for me. There were other people walking dogs and walking about. This was for me. I believe that. So try and trust in this moment for yourself. Okay, trust in it. And trust in what this energy is trying to appreciate or give you to appreciate. So let's go to the inner return to self cards, our inner self, what it is that we need guidance with right now as we move with this full moon energy. What is this inner guidance? What is this? Okay. Constant dripping wears away the stone. How does that resonate with you? Let's have a look. So Spirit, can we have some guidance, please, for our inner self? What is our guidance right now? Oh, interesting. Self-love, safety, presence, inner sanctuary. Yeah. The ceremony of life, being sacred. That's so beautiful. Gosh, we've got a lot of cards. Okay, oops. We've got... First one, inner sanctuary, beautiful. Self-love, safety, presence. Your calm is sacred ground. So we've just been given exactly that. This is your sacred journey. This is your calm. This is something for you and you alone to enjoy. The light within, illumination, clarity, and love. You don't chase light. You are light. So shine your light from within. Do you know, I had this message in my head when I was driving along. But the beauty comes from within. I just had this whole picture and I was enjoying my imagination. And I was talking about a scene in my head that I was imagining. But one of the things that I sort of said to myself was, my beauty comes from within. And can you see my light? That really is what I was thinking in terms of the scenario that I was playing in my head. So yes, okay, your light is within. That's where your beauty is. Inner horizon, everything. Expansion, hope, alignment. The future unfolds from your stillness, from your calm, from your peace. This is when things start to open up. Okay? We've also got a sacred balance, your harmony, duality, and flow. Your peace is the bridge between opposites. And look here, we've talked about this. You know, in the transition, transformation, this period, we're walking this bridge. We're getting over. We're at the sort of central point now. Things are going to start to open up. And when you go down the other side of this bridge, it's quite a steep decline, which means that it could be quite fast. Okay, the energy could be quite strong and powerful as well. So you need to be in harmony, you need to be in flow, you need to be in duality, ready for that. We've also got gentle withdrawal, solitude again, clarity again, protection. Retreat is not retreating, it's returning. So it's okay to go within, all right? It's okay to say stop. I need to be thinking about things. I need to make this happen. And you know, when we get given the opportunities we're given, and we have to sort of take a moment for it, because we don't want to repeat patterns and behaviors and things like that, do we? We want to really make sure that we stay in our alignment of what it is that, or where we are. So allow for this openness of inner clarity and inner, letting the energy work with you. Return to self, serenity, love. You are the place you've been seeking. So stay within yourself, your harmony, your balance, soul compass, intuition, direction, and so let peace be your map. And that's so true. When we're at peace, very easily things can open up and give us guidance, because we're not rushing around, we're not fighting battles, we're not ignoring signs and synchronicities and messages. We are absolutely centered and ready, and that's when true north will show us the way. And finally, remembering light, wisdom, gratitude, reflection. Just like I said, write in your journal at the end of the night, what is it that I've done today that is being for my soul purpose, that I've helped somebody else, that I'm very proud of myself for, whatever you want. But it's all about reflection, using your gratitude, affirmations, whatever it might be. But nothing real can be forgotten. Let that be your reality in the situation for you right now, okay? Love that. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, good. All right, so now we're going to ask for the Sacred Forest guidance to confirm and help us with our day today. All about the light within, okay? Going within, being strong enough to overcome your problems by just shining your light. I mean, that's a big ask, but when we're on this journey and we get to our true self, and we get to that inner balance and harmony, we can do that. We can shine our light. We can really, honestly get to the point where we can understand what it is that we are needing to do, our soul purpose, where we are, without having to wait for others, for external influences, because we have got that inner strength, that wisdom, okay? All right, let's see. Sacred Forest, please. Guidance for our day today. Light within. What are we shining? Inner summer. Sunshine. Happiness. Joy. Peace. Can we have some guidance, please, Spirit, for this midweek? Midweek guidance, please. Midweek. Midweek guidance. So remember, if you are thinking about the fact that you've got to stop the dripping, it's wearing you down, you haven't released something, you need to go back within yourself and see, what is the lesson? What am I missing? What haven't I learned? What have I done to make those changes? And that's the honest truth with yourself. Okay, well, we've got one card. Renewal. That's what it's all about. Renewal. The Frog Spirit, 20. Number 2, balance, harmony. Okay, kissing a lot of frogs to find your prince. Yeah, you've got to be open and honest. And a frog is a sign of luck. It's a sign of rebirth, and this is renewal. So trust in that. And you can see here very clearly, you've got fairies. This is a fairy. You've got some magic all about at this stage, okay? But, listening to the frog, okay, you can see very clearly the communication about this renewal, being very open with yourself about this. Touching the frog. Anything else? I love that. Oh, there we go. Okay, so, oh wow, all right. We have got growth. Yeah, Sacred Forest growth. When we go within, it's number 44, which is all about guidance, okay? When we go within, okay, that is where we find our growth. That's where we find our learning. That's where we can listen for our lessons. Go within, all right, is part of this renewal. We've also got manifesting your dreams. You are doing this when we go to self, returning to self. It's about having that clarity of what we want. It's remembering ourselves, what it is that we want. We're manifesting something. Let it come to you. Let it be part of this energy, okay, that you can have. Look at this lady. She's balanced, very balanced, okay, very clearly a balanced person. Number 17, which is an 8. Focus, playfulness, which is all about joy and happiness as part of your growth. And you may have some uncertainty. So the uncertainty, of course, could very well be this dripping situation. Okay, so take what resonates for you. If it isn't that situation for you, and it really is about, you know, just having done the work and you've made a change in the stone, in yourself, that's great. But we always get a bit of uncertainty, don't we? We have to return to self. And, you know, as part of the renewal, as part of transformation, there is always going to be a little bit of uncertainty that will arrive. Let's just read that so we can get a bit of a clearer picture. Thicket of thorns. You have found yourself in a thick briar patch. When you try to go forward, the branches entangle you. When you attempt to go back, thorns prevent your movement. So stop struggling, stop moving, breathe and relax. And magically, the thicket opens to reveal a sparkling path out. When we talk about something that is thorny, it means that it is difficult or challenging. If it feels that you're stuck in some area of life, you're right. When you are truly uncertain about what direction to take, be still. Do not struggle to get ahead, as you'll only immerse yourself even deeper in the briars. And it was interesting when I started the reading, I kind of said, I felt like this energy was like, you know, bit flat, midweek, slump or hump, you know, that sort of feel. And this could very well be how you're feeling right now, especially as it got that constant dripping. There's something that possibly you do need to be thinking about. Instead of asserting that you're stuck, accept the truth. And we have truth on the table? No, I thought we had truth. Okay, coming back to yourself, I think I might have said that. That is bringing about your being truthful with how you're feeling. Really helps to surrender to it, to get to the balance point. In the fairy tale, Sleeping Beauty, an impenetrable thorny hedge surrounds a sleeping princess, the royal family and everyone in the castle. For hundreds of years, many princes tried to make their way to her through the thicket, but to no avail. Finally, a prince passed and the thicket opened for him, so he was able to find the princess with ease. The message here is to trust in divine timing. And it's funny how I said you've got to kiss a lot of frogs to find your prince. So, yeah, there's obviously something here. Something about maybe, you know, you really have been doing the work, but perhaps there is a bit of a dripping situation, a person that you quite hasn't really, it's still a bit, wears you down a little bit. The prince is triumphant because he appears at the right time. So when the time is right, everything falls into place. So timing is everything. Let go of the struggle and you'll gain great rewards. So by getting back into yourself, you do manage to find this great reward, this growth. Fire spirit, number 17, the energy. Incredible vitality, life force, energy and passion are expanding in your life. If you start to feel drained by the expectations of others, don't hold back. Ignite your inner fire. Speak your truth. There it is. Let the light of the Creator surge through you. So focus with the Wizard of the Odds. This is a renewal. So in times of uncertainty, remember your power. Remember who you are. Remember your sacred balance. Come back to you, okay? This is your inner sanctuary of safety, of love, of peace, all right? Playfulness is really lovely because playfulness always reminds me of your inner child. Your inner child is your higher self. And if you've done your healing, inner work, you will be happy to find that playfulness going about, where you need to be to find that harmony, duality, happiness, flow, letting go of expectations is always something that reminds me of. Let's just read in number 15. Embrace your innocence. Let go of heavy responsibility. Give yourself a break. Okay, joy is an important for sustaining yourself as the food you eat. So allow for joy to come about for you. And we kind of talked about that with the ceremony of life and inner summer. So allow for this joy to really spread into your life. And any of the uncertainty often will come right once you are in a very safe, balanced, harmonious place within yourself, because you're drawing that energy in. Okay, all right, so let us have a little look at the what is this called now? I keep wanting to say lotus flower. I don't know why I want to say lotus flower. Okay, so we've got the Light Seers Tarot. I haven't used this for quite a while, and as you know, I don't normally use tarot. I have no idea why I wanted to say lotus flower, but I guess I was just sort of thinking about the opening of the lotus flower and how you feel in such beautiful balance within it, because of the fact that it is seeding and flowering at the same time. You know, it is part of the growth for you as you travel across on your journey right now. So let's just see why I was called to the Light Seers Tarot. I have no idea, but I am going to give it a good shuffle. And now we are going to ask Spirit, please, for some guidance as to do with this renewal. Okay, can we have some guidance, please, for the renewal? What is the situation? Maybe let's talk about the renewal first. Okay, interesting. Death and rebirth has come out. Okay, so that's just confirmation. What about the uncertainty? What is this uncertainty, please, Spirit, that we are feeling? What is this uncertainty? Yeah, okay, interesting. What else can you tell us? There is okay, so the Three of Wands. Oh my goodness. The Nine of Swords in reverse, the Queen of Wands in reverse, and the Three of Wands. Now, the Three of Wands is your manifestations. You've been waiting for something to come in, okay? So the uncertainty is that, but we have two cards that came with it that were both in reverse, okay? And the Queen of Wands in reverse means there could be something to do with, maybe you haven't seen that sort of physical evidence as yet, because here you're standing still waiting, all right? And that can be a bit uncertain for anybody. The Nine of Swords in reverse is sort of getting over the expectation of it, the hurt of it, that type of thing. So I feel like we've done that, because they did come out on top of the growth card and sacred balance. So I do feel, and also we've got here this sort of inner horizon. So I do feel very strongly that that is a beautiful opportunity here for us to really consider. I am going to see if I can get my Light Seers little deck, but I can't find it. So we're going to have to just busk it today. Definitely can't see it offhand today. But here, when I said, what is this renewal all about? We did get death and rebirth, but along came with death and rebirth the Queen of Pentacles. So this is the Queen of Pentacles. She sits there stable. She sits there focused. Pentacles can also be about money. So financial changes. She is very blessed and very happy with everything in life. And death and rebirth is as it says, okay? This renewal is all about that for us right now. And you know, the Queen of Pentacles sitting on top of our renewal and in a summer card, you can almost see her sort of quite joyous. She's holding the pentacle over here by her sacral chakra as well. So that's quite important to recognize. Now, on top of these sort of energy and manifesting dreams and everything, we've got the Three of Swords, so broken heart, okay? Now, something that was painful, but there's an offer. Now, this could be that something that you thought you'd got rid of, it could come back round. Mercury retrograde, of course, does allow for that. So it could be that you sort of thought it had gone, but here it comes. And it might bring back something to do with where we read the energy. If somebody is not doing you good, speak your truth, be honest, find your power. Okay, so that is what that is saying to me, because we've also got the 5 of Cups. So I do feel like in this situation, okay, maybe this was the dripping that wore you down. I feel like you are strong enough now, okay, even in uncertainty, you will pick this back up and know that manifesting your dreams is really important to you as part of your growth. You're remaining focused, you are in the right direction, you've surrendered to it. So this could come back round and you will have to provide a very different response. So check your energy, check how you're feeling, okay, when this comes round, okay, make sure you're checking your energy. I'm just being told to get the situation cards, and let's just see if we can get a bit of a situation here on the table about what it is, what is this manifesting our dreams, what is this rebirth, renewal, what is the situation, please, Spirit? Oh, right, okay, straight away we got a situation. I'm not taking loads. Okay, well, let's just take this one. Something about family, okay, blood ties, inner circle, and it jumped out. Did you see how it jumped out? But it jumped out really on top of playfulness. So I'm feeling, what I want to say is, you are very strong now, because I was really holding on to this fact, okay, of you having the strength and power and everything. You're manifesting your dreams, and because of that, you might have a very strong family opportunity. It could be to do with children, because it jumped out on top of playfulness, and children are always quite playful, but it definitely has the family dynamic, okay, so something to do with family. Now, remember when I said to you about constant dripping wears away the stone? You've worked on something and now you are happily, you know, it's worn away the, I don't know, heartache, the break, whatever this was for you. So possibly now this family is, you know, with playfulness, it's summer, it's a very different feel. And I think I might have said people go on holiday in summer. Actually, no, it was in the reading this morning. And it was very much about, you know, family dynamics. So I feel that that's there. We've also got something that threatened appearances, or someone was embarrassed about something, but something might have threatened this family dynamic. So take how it feels, whatever resonates. It also came out, you know, sort of over here. And I want to sort of say, perhaps this growth has changed the way in which you feel threatened, the dripping, or the dripping situation was something that threatened your family dynamic, okay, or embarrassed your family dynamic, and it is now, you can change this, okay? This is what you're working on right now, okay? So you are, this uncertainty, you're waiting for this to sort of surrender. You've surrendered to it. You're waiting for this to play out. You know that this will come around, the renewal. If you're talking to me, you know this situation. There's also another situation here about something that was fake, okay? Possibly living beyond your means. Something about pretending. Now, it could have been a person. This, maybe you had been pretending. Maybe it was wearing you down a little bit. All the pretending to be happy, pretending to be fake, pretending to be in love, pretending, whatever it might have been. Okay, it could have been in a job scenario, but maybe it was kind of affecting your family dynamic. So, you know, it was a bit embarrassing to have to admit to that in some way, but it's part of your growth. It's part of why you are where you are now. And this is why things are going to be changing. Okay. What else can we know about? Yeah, there it is. An ascension. This is what it's all about, okay? It's your spiritual path. It's your awakening right now, okay? Definitely an ascension. So please take what resonates. You will know what your story is. I don't know your story. I know my story. So, you know, out of heartbreak, okay, you have made changes. You have just, you let something go. You surrender to something. This dripping, this heartache, this pain, you know, this 5 of Cups energy of not being seen, not being thought of, whatever it might have been, where you had to sort of pretend something maybe. But this is the ascension, and we have got, oh wow, okay, children. We have got something to do with children, and it's playful. The word playfulness is here. So definitely it's an awakening and a spiritual path, and it is definitely something to do. There is also, this was just to caught my eye, journal. Okay, so writing out, let's just go back to writing out right now your gratitude. What is my soul purpose? What has happened? How I've changed? Where I said I was driving along and I had this beautiful picture in my mind, and I let my imagination take over, and I created a story that was loving and beautiful, and I loved it. It made me happy, it made me smile, and it also made me say very clearly that, you know, my beauty comes from within, if someone can see that. And that sort of thing is what that is meant to do for you, the journal, okay? It helps you recognize, okay, where your healing is possibly, so something to do with children and family. And that is your, oh, this has slipped out. It could be to do with paperwork, court, something to do with legal. So, yeah, I'm very sorry if that's the case for you, but you might be going through something to do with children and family, something legal. But remember, you are stronger than you know, I'm hearing. You are more powerful than you think. You have done the work. This is what your ascension's all about. It's about leaving behind the past and the old, and they've just closed it off. So no more situations. So we've got to take that as it is. Please understand. I mean, if it is something to do with legal, that's fine. It could be a divorce. It could be living beyond your means, and something to do with that from a legal standpoint. But remember, we had the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles, it can be the queen of money and stability. And I think maybe you've had to recognize how you've had to change something, okay, and how you have to think about something, maybe how you think about money, how you respond to money. But obviously, you know, this is the guidance for today. And prosperity is literally on the bottom. So you are in for prosperity. You're in for love. You're in for a beautiful, happy family scenario. If you keep that situation, you get rid of it, you get it sorted. Get it sorted. Put it where it needs to be, okay? You have the power for this now. Let go of what you need to let go. This dripping, this constant dripping needs to be released. We're in a summer, ceremony of life. We love who we are now, okay? That is the past. Let's go into the future with a very clear understanding. Prosperity is what my reward, I'm hearing. Okay, so very good. I hope you enjoyed this reading. That is your guidance for today. I will see you again, probably tomorrow. So take care. If you have liked this video, please like it. Please press the subscribe button and the bell so you know when more guidance comes, because it keeps the channel open, it keeps it coming, and any of this guidance could be for anyone else listening at that moment that may need that help. So let's do it together. Take care. Bye-bye.